Assalamu alaikum. You all may be seated. Thank you all for coming out. I was down here today checking out some property so I can make sure I feed the sheep. What the minister was reading was very timely. However, what I want to do today, is this usually a math class? We'll make it a supreme math class. It looks like we have quite a few visitors. What I would like for you all to do is the floor is going to be open. You can ask me questions. I want you to feel free to do so. Feel free. Don't worry about me. Don't have teeth or what that. Don't worry about that. If you want to ask about it, ask about that too. However, it would be good if you got something on your mind, or understanding of what you got on your mind, what you hear, and take it with you. Take the understanding. Don't come here with a question and leave with the same question. Leave with the answer and the understanding to it. Because that one answer and understanding may lead to many, many answers to other questions that pop up. Because once you get the answer to that, something else will come up. Because Satan's going to bring another question. Yeah, but if that's true, what about so-and-so? So we're going to go through a supreme math class tonight. At least that's what I'll call it. We have been working for some time, constantly, diligently, to make sure that we make a showing to ourselves and those that would want to see the black man as being a black man, not just a black male. It has up until now been very, very, very difficult, extremely difficult, especially with those that has came before me, or shall I say those that I have sent before me. They, without the proper or total understanding, have somewhat went off on their own thinking, less than mathematical thinking, and has created a terrible, terrible problem. And the problem is that they have taken away all hope for our people, especially the young people. Today, not knowing who to listen to, or to not knowing who to hear, not knowing where to go, not knowing what today and tomorrow is going to bring for you. That's terrible. When that could have been averted. You could have known. Usually, in a family, even if it's 5 or 6 in the family, and the mother or the daughter is pregnant, life is growing in the womb. However, the activity in the house is still almost the same. It may be a few things set aside or attention put towards the one that is pregnant. Normally, everything else is working the way it was. This is the same way it was when I got started. Yes, I am a law. The law is that you must be born. After being born, you must gain some knowledge. After gaining the knowledge, you must go to work so you can gain understanding. In other words, what I'm saying is, this is a process. It's a process. It isn't just, it's there. If it was, nobody would be here. And since it hasn't, no one here or no one else outside of here on the planet can ever say that ever happened that way. Just don't happen. So what I'm saying is, since 1992, I've been public, gradually gaining more and more attention. In other words, like in the mother's womb. Everybody else that's already born and going around carrying on their daily business or activity, such as the Nation of Islam, Warwick Dean, in the world Muslim community in the West. And then you got T.D. Jakes. Everybody's just going around doing what they normally do. And almost overlooking the impending life force that's coming in. Right? And even after the child is born, then there's still very little attention paid to the child in the sense of authority coming from the child. They say, well, that's just a child. You know, and everyone that is in this motion is looking at the child as though it's a child. The child got to learn from them, and they will teach the child responsibility. However, this particular child, that wasn't necessary. When this child came forth, it already came forth genetically designed with a knowledge that the parents did not have and still don't, unless I share it with them. So the knowledge that I came forth with dictates my behavior, not the ones of the parents or the ones that's already in the house. Are you all following me? All right. Now, this is because the cream of this planet, or the apple of Allah's eye, or God's eye, has got to be fed a different food, one that's not polluted, one that's pure. And since the parents has always been working in the home and providing the food, but you're still sick. So if they had the knowledge and the power and the authority of what I have, then you wouldn't be sick. It would be no need for me other than just be just another child. However, the book reads that this was I think it says a child was born. You know, he should be called Wonderful Prince, Prince of Peace, and Wonderful Counselor. And one sense he calls him a man-child. And then, you know, when it's speaking of him as under the title Solomon, it says young and tender. However, it was him, this child. You know, it also talks about the woman standing on the moon, clothed in the sun, 12 stars on her head, you know, with child, in fainting in pain. So it's this child that was to be born, or that was the one to come into the earth to make sure that the black man has the opportunity to be man. You follow? So this is what I've been doing. While everyone was hooray and hoopra, and jumping up and down over the Nation of Islam, and they thought that was it, and some way, miraculous way, or whatever it is, that they was going to confront the government and make them do right, and Allah was coming on the mothership and swoop everybody up, and they were just yay. All during that time, nobody was paying attention while I was making everything mathematically laying it out. I know they got to eat at so and so time. So what I'll do, I'll go to work now to make sure I get things set up. By the time they finish clapping and jumping up and down over the nation that has nothing, I will have at least something for them. Because it's imminent. It's got to happen. And the reason why it's got to happen, because you need to be saved. And the reason why they had to fail, they had the knowledge. They don't have the knowledge. If all the lights went off, we're in the dark room locked up, no candles, no nothing, no matches, no cigarette lighters, you know, you want some light, if you don't know how to repair the lights, we're going to be in the dark. Now, maybe one man come in, you know, looks like nothing, look like he don't know nothing. He said, I know how to fix the lights. Oh, get out of here. I tell you I know how to fix it. Well, go ahead and let me see. Oh, that light. You see? Without the knowledge, that could not have happened. You couldn't, I don't care who it was, me, the minister, Bishop Jakes, I don't care who it is. If they don't have the knowledge, can't solve this problem. Impossible. However, with it, I only have one problem. That's you. You don't believe. And I can understand you not believing when you don't have no knowledge. However, I set up mathematical thinking classes. And those are classes where you learn to accumulate or gather the facts, like numbers, until you get enough facts that will add up to be an absolute. So therefore, you don't have to believe anymore. If you are capable of using the facts, in thinking we call it facts, in math we call it fractions. If you are capable of using them the way they should, nobody has to tell you nothing. It will tell you. Right? If the fire department was to come in here now, and we were just in this room, no doors, just one door come in and whatnot, and say it was packed. The place is designed to hold 150 people. 500 was in here in a fire breakout. The first thing they're going to say, well, it had to have been their fault. Mathematically, it was too many people in that one space. Mathematically. How many of y'all watch Columbo? Have ever seen it? Those of you that have not, maybe it'd be good if you, go rent one of the episodes or whatnot. Just take a look at it. Of course, what he does wouldn't stand up in court. That's why you never see him in court. However, what he does, the method of what he's doing, the guilty person can never get away. Never get away. Because all of the small fractions that he puts together traps him every time. In other words, the show is or was designed for the thinking person to show you how precise and how much power that method is. So they never had to show you taking the villain to jail or in court, because when you were seeing how it was done, it was so absolute. The rest of it was history. It'd be like somebody taking a gun, put it to your brain, and just blow it off. 4 or 5 bullets in your brain. I mean, it's no big thing like saying, well, I wonder if he's dead. Mathematics say, unless he was a BB gun, mathematics is going to tell you that person has expired. Is that right? Well, this is the same thing here. Now, we got somewhere near 35 or 40 million black people in North America. In North America. All 35 or 40 million blacks are going to need to eat. So if all 40 million have not thought of that and put a system in to make sure that they can do it, guess what? You're going to starve. And starvation, before it actually brings you to its end, it drives you a bit insane. I hope you're listening. Because I'm just speaking math. I'm not talking about no person, although you can add the person in where they fit according to the time and what they should or could have done. Past tense. Done. Now, since Minister Lewis, rather, what it is, has been claiming that Allah, God, is with him. Well, it would be true if he would say it this way. Allah, God, is with me, for me. However, for you, he'll have to send somebody else. Because I don't have nothing for you. You might say, well, you shouldn't talk about the minister like that. Well, point to me what he got for you. After 20-some years, 25, 26 years, where is it? Warren, the messenger's son, that started off after the messenger or took over the nation. They call themselves what, the American Muslims? What, American Muslim Mission? What have they got for you? However, you still got to eat. And you can't just eat them polished up words. You know, matter of fact, that does more harm to you than if you didn't hear anything. Because when you hear the polished up words, it brings up an adrenaline into you. Yeah, that's right. So you're burning up the energy. Then when it die down, you're really in a real low now. Because you done used up a little bit of energy you did have. Now you ain't got nothing to eat to replace it. Mathematics. All right, so this is what I'm doing. Are you listening? You sure you're listening now? Because it would be an injustice to me and you first if you misunderstand what I'm saying. And if you do, come to the mic and I clear it up for you. By me knowing this and coming here especially just for this, I have to do things to be successful or justify my existence in what I'm here for. Have to. So knowing what I know, prophecy states that when I did show up, the number of people that would be with me would be very few. It states it in the book this way. The road to heaven was straight and narrow and seldom traveled. However, the road to hell was broad and packed, and it was paved with good intentions. How many of y'all saw the minister last night on TV? That's all? You all should try to get it, get a copy. I think we got it in heaven. See if you can get it down here. You need to look at it. Set your TV up in here and turn it on. Let everybody see it. So you can see all of the promises that he had in his mind, like he would want to do, how much he loved black people. If he loved black people that much, and God is with him with all this power, how come you don't have nothing? How come he don't have nothing for you? Matter of fact, even for himself. All of his health is gone. Did you all know this? His health is gone. He looks like a corpse. So if you think about it, everybody's on this broad road. If you don't say the minister or the Nation of Islam, what the minister had, whatnot, or Warren, you're rapping. Everybody's rapping. Hip hop. What has it got for you? And if you look at it, you are feeding it. It's not feeding you, it's taken from you. So, since I know this, knew it and know it, if it's going to be very few people with me, especially in the beginning, they're not going to do enough to make the proper showing to the world. because there's not enough of you. What I'm wrestling with is a system and developing that system to the point where it can actually sustain you, take care of you. So if I got 100 people with me, and that's 40 million, I won't be able to do very much because I don't have that many people with me. Mathematics now. And most of the people that come with me to be with this usually are in need. They're not millionaires. If they are, they're tricking me. I ain't seen it. So keeping that in mind, when there is a whole developing nuance of light called our children that's coming in, needs an opportunity or a chance, at least a chance, to live. So since the money won't be coming from you all at first, I have to go and find it. I already know where it is. I really have to grow large enough to receive it without any questions from those that are holding it. I have to do enough, myself and these 100 people, so those that do have it is willing to give it. And they're not in this country. However, the main thing is, what am I going to do with it? Am I going to get me 4 or 5 homes, jet planes, helicopters, a couple homes all over the earth, set my family up, best of transportation, best of everything? Is that what I should do with it? You're right. Mathematically, that's not what I should do with it. Why? Because that's not what it was for. If I misuse it, then I have to pay for it. However, the time won't permit me to misuse it. I don't have enough time to misuse it and then go back and try to get some more to catch up. Don't have that time. We don't have the time to do that. So I have to be right and exact in what I'm doing. Is that right? All right. Well, the very first things we need is some schools and schooling. Teachers. Farmland. Right food. Distributing the food. Processing the food. Growing the food. We need those things. We need outlets in the cities where our people are. And they need to be ran by those that came with us and got the proper thinking. Are you with me? Yes, sir. Is it too warm in here for you? I want you to go to sleep. Well, this is what everyone that has came before me has not done. You know why? Because the way this country is set up, if you are not the one, you will not have the stamina nor knowledge to defeat this system this man got set up. You won't have the patience. You know, knowledge gives you patience or develops patience. If you don't have it, you're not going to have the patience. And by the time you go downtown or send whoever you got with you, go downtown for the different violations or laws, if you build them, and by the time they finish jacking you around, you don't ran out of patience. Now the people that's with you, you're almost cussing them out because you can't take it out on the devil because it's a system. So the one that's with you is looking for you to get something done. Now you argue. So they end up leaving. So then the person just say, well, the hell with it. I'll just fatten my own self up. So the black man ends up with nothing. Am I making sense? Yes, sir. So now, I have in motion an endless stream of finance. Endless. My problem is now, who's going to be the ones that's going to actually be responsible for its uses? If no more than 30 people came to the mathematical thinking classes to learn how to think, I'll still be in a fix. It's easy to buy a building or erect one, set it up, and make it look real pretty. You know, we did one out there in California. We got the building, fixed it up, painted it up. The building looked pretty. It was white, whiter than this. Brothers went home, came back. Somebody came out there, sprayed paint all over. So I told them what to do to get the paint off. They did it again, straightened it up, made it look real pretty again. A couple of weeks later, they went back. Here it is marked up again. So I said, this time, have somebody there. Give them 3 days. You'll catch it. They said, well, Father, we know who did it. You do? Well, then you should know what to do. Of course, I can say that they haven't done that no more. And they didn't go beat them up. They just went in my name. And just let them know, you know, you can paint on anybody else's building you like. This one here, with this name on it, this is untouchable. You don't touch that. You either come in, sit and learn, or you leave it alone. If you figure that you're not going to leave it alone, then you messing with God. You tempting him. And I'm with God. So the brother says, he was talking to him, yes, sir, we won't bother them anymore. Well, if the brothers had not been going to the mathematical thinking classes, they might have seen it and disliked it, and that's all. Because that's the norm. You all follow what I'm saying? Yes, sir. So what I'm saying is, how long has the temple been in this particular spot? At least 3 years? More than that. And if I'm not mistaken, it's more black people here in Wichita than it is Kansas, isn't it? Where's everybody? You see? Because you keep looking at someplace else, thinking that's your salvation. And you have enough proof because what you're looking at has been there for years, decades, and it's getting worse. If you think that I'm telling you other than the truth, look at the news and see where you fit in. They don't even hardly show black people. You're so insignificant. Great big companies shutting down. The CEOs there making millions and then ducking out. Airports is closing. Airlines are shutting down. And all of the little businesses that go with it. But most of us are so unmathematical or so anti-math. When you hear something like, well, Ford's closing down 5 plants. You think it's just the plants. Do you know how much money people make from just furnishing toilet paper to them 5 plants? So now they got to shut down or lay off tremendously. So if you're working at the toilet factory making toilet paper, who you think they're going to lay off first? Because the man that got laid off at Ford now is coming to the toilet paper if they hire him. And they know he's coming, so they kick you out. Mathematics. All this is happening. It ain't going to, it's happening. What has the leaders, so you all say, What do they got for you? Mathematics. What have they got for you? They don't have a job because they got you. They don't even have a job themselves. Am I speaking the truth? Yeah. They don't have a job themselves. You're their job. Working on your emotions. Pretending to confront Whitey and make him give you something. So while he's pretending, he knows Whitey ain't going to give it to him. Jesse Jackson knows the law very well. He knows goodness well. He can't make white folks do nothing. But he make you think he's trying to do something, so you help him. The one man that everybody despised, and right today, too many people still don't like him, was the only man that proved that he really was directed and loved by Allah. Because he created an activity and a system, set it up for you where you would be independent. And that was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam in his era. Outside of that, nothing. Brother called me up since they recognized me as being someone of importance. Say, Father, the temple on Stony Island Avenue, so you better hurry up. They're losing it with back taxes. The $5 million restaurant is just about gone for the taxes. And all the other properties that they have, they're losing it from taxes. And what's greater than all that, because that can be retrieved with money. However, what's greater than all of that? The leader is losing his life. That can't be restored unless I do it. However, I have been searching the math to see if that's justified for me to do. Because even if I break the law and can't justify it, I got to pay. I hope you listening. The fact still remains. Nothing has been produced for you. And there has been enough time for something, some sort of a system to be set up for you. Wouldn't you say so? You know, Luther sounds good. Patty got a good range on her voice. I ain't got nothing for you. Now, we're dealing in Africa, the United Nations of Islam, which is me, to make sure the riches of that country is used in our behalf for once and theirs. And the proposition that we made them is a proposition or an offer they couldn't refuse. Not from a standpoint of a threat. However, from the standpoint of purity, they couldn't believe it. Naturally, the enemy of truth was right behind us. All before, he wasn't dealing with them, or he tried to and they wouldn't deal with him because of their habits. They, like me and you, are tired being raped by him. So now he's going to come behind them, us, and pretend to be righteous like us and allow them to deal with him. And they said, no, we're dealing with them, not you. You see? And they asked us, we have a contract with them, to develop their country for them. They wanted to start off with 100,000 homes. And we are to build them in 10,000 increments. Of course, the United Nations of Islam is not going to be the builder. We're the ones that make sure it gets built. We're the ones bringing the contractor that's going to do it. We're the ones that bring in the contractor that's going to draw up the schemes of how it's supposed to be. You follow me? And for that, we have an endless amount of gold, diamonds, farmland, where we can grow our own plantain chips, our own chocolate and cocoa. We already got the land. Done signed it. We already got it. Over there, they don't call it acres. They call it hectares. We got more than, if we got everybody that's with me now, and half the ones that's in the nation of Islam, we couldn't tend it all just by bodily person. We'd have to have certain kind of machinery to do it. Fresh water. We set up a fresh water company because they don't have it there. And that causes a lot of illness. However, most of all, this is what they asked us. Will you, as soon as possible, send to us someone that will teach us what you are teaching your people? You didn't hear me, right? However, I'm looking around here in Wichita. Look. They can see the need because white folks have been working against them and raping their country. And it looks like here, first they thought Mr. Lewis was going to do it. Muammar Gaddafi got all hyped up. You know, he finally got somebody that can penetrate this fortress that the United States got up. Now he can get them from within. Really? Are you all thinking? Because this is not a bash. This is mathematics, supreme mathematics. This has got to happen, whether you want it to happen or not. Your want don't have nothing to do with it. This is a must if you're going to live. Now, if you don't care about living, you want to die, well, hey, pass it off as nothing. Because that's what will most certainly happen. If you're not able to justify your life today, you're going to lose it. And that's a fact. So with this, we want to get some freighters, you know, that sails across the ocean to bring some right food to us. And to do that, we want to have our own ports. You all might think, say, well, you know, all that ain't gonna happen. We ain't got enough time for that. You don't know who I am. You know, I may have just come here in this body. Well, I've been working at this a long time. In this royal robe now that I'm in, this is the finality of it. This is where everybody gets to see. Like we told Mr. White folks, you know, 6,000 years and your time will be up. Then I will come. And for the first 13 years of being into this particular body, I will build my own home. Then after that, the next 7 years, I will build back up the nation. Then we'll go from there. See, it's 20 years. The messenger said, after me comes God himself. And that will be after the night. And we write history, or used to be history, for 25,000 years in advance. This time, it wasn't 25,000 years. It was only 25 years. 1975, when the messenger was taken, Year 2025 years. Now, that God has got to be standing up with the system in motion by year 2000. And I have. Got it in motion. Matter of fact, it's so much, most people wouldn't believe it. And the secretary that's over handling things for us, he calls me every other day and says, Father, I just can't. It's hard to believe it. He was in the hotel, walking through the hotel, and a brother stopped him. He'd heard about us and whatnot. He said, brother, I hear you with the United Nations of Islam. You're the representatives that they sent over. Is that correct? He said, yes. He said, I have quite a few diamonds. Would you help me to get rid of them? Now, this is how this works. White folks don't let black people without do nothing unless you do it through another white man. And the white man deals with the white man and rob you and give you a little nothing. Because most of them don't know how this man works. And most of them, the government, whatnot, he done got a finger on them. They're real corrupt. So they do what he say. Here comes little old me, insisting on doing it right, or else we ain't going to do it at all. They can't believe it. So they're giving up everything. They're giving up the ghost. They're just giving it up. We ain't going to look for him. He just came to us. And how it works is, we are the intercessor. We set up the place and who's going to buy it and whatnot. And then we charge a certain amount of money for it, or the asking price, or the price on the market. We get that, and we get a commission for it. So if he got $2 or $3 million worth of diamonds, we'll probably end up with $1 million. In other words, it's an agreed arrangement where they're happy, not where they're forced into something where they're not happy. That's with the oil, the gold, the diamonds, the water, and the hectares. They asked us just to provide food for them. Are you listening? But since nobody's heard of me, and the ones that have, he's crazy. He's a hypocrite. He's not following the messenger's teachings. Allah is going to get him. Well, I sure ain't going to get myself. If you don't understand what's being said, the mic is here. You most certainly can come and ask me. I'm an individual. I don't fear nothing. And why is that? Because I'm right. And I have a balanced understanding of right. I'm not going to say, well, I'm right. Since I'm right, I'll do what I please. That ain't right. That's not right. I'm right, and I'll do what the math dictates should be done. I'm right. You got it? So if you all get this tape and study and go over it, you will see the math in it. By nature. The math in it. Because it confounds me. Some of our people that come in contact with me or hear the tapes, and they come and ask me some things that is totally asinine, just to try to show me that I'm crazy. Evidently, they didn't listen as they should, or they don't believe. However, when someone don't believe, they don't have enough facts to know. I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. They believe. You never speak of belief when you know something. I know my name is Royall. I know I am Allah. I don't say, well, I believe my name is Royall, and I believe I'm Allah. So when they come with that belief stuff, keep walking. The day is up for that. Come to the mathematical thinking classes and learn how to think. Not necessarily what to think on, just learn how to think. And once you learn that, you can deal. Nobody can trick you. They cannot trick you. You got it? Are there any questions that let me go over this. I'm looking at the eulogy of the minister last night, how they was going through it. This is on BET. I think it was Journey Through Black. The brother, his son that you always see standing up behind him on the roster, he's always standing there with him, his son Mustafa. I think they showed 2 or 3 clips of him. He made the statement. Now, this is a brother that you see that's always standing with him. So he should be able or have heard the rhythm of truth from his father since he's been there all that time. He makes a statement that he would follow his father into hell with a gasoline jacket on. Now, this is going around the world. Can you imagine what an intelligent man thought when he heard that? He just said, what? He's the son of the supposed to be highly intelligent leader. And how do you judge a man? By his wife. How do you judge his wife? By their children. So here's one of his children coming up saying that I would follow this man into hell with a gasoline jacket. But that's your leader. That's your leader. And if you talk to one of their followers, they could rationalize it. That was a good statement. So when you look at things that way, you can see why you don't have no system. No system was set up from him or them for you. Because that's the mentality. Then he makes another statement because the New York Post has shown his father when he was going to the hospital to be operated on for the cancer. They show, he's sick and needs operation. So they put a picture in the paper with a handsaw, like they're going to operate on him with a handsaw. So they decided to go to a black hospital there in D.C., Howard University. He makes the statement, if my father had died on that table, he wasn't going to die alone. And I didn't get that he meant he was going to die with him. So out of all of the interview of showing how knowledgeable he was, his son came right along and killed all of them. You see what I'm saying? But these are the people you think that's got something for you. Me, you don't even hear about me. Solomon or Royall, he's crazy. Okay. I'm going to be, with my one tooth, I'm going to still be eating. You're going to have 32 of yours and no food. This is something that's extremely serious. It's divine. It's not left up to one or two. This is divine. It's been planned for thousands and thousands of years. It's just now coming to its fullness. And you are here. And look at the little baby just coming in. Pretty little girl. If I don't do what I'm supposed to do, who's she supposed to marry? A rapper? And by the time she's ready to get married, there ain't going to be no rapping. Every big concentration camp. Math. This is math. So you see? So the little bit of farmland we do have, the trucking system we have, the coach system to carry people back and forth, carry people, not just freight. We have coaches, buses, and we intend to get more. We got farmland, tractor trailers, and refrigerated trucks and whatnot. We got that. Now we got a warehouse. We got another smaller one. We're gonna have warehouses. Now we need to get around for everyone that's with me in the country. We need to start getting stores where we can actually distribute our products, because the people going to be coming. They don't have no place to go. They got to come. And if they come in acting crazy, we shut it down. Bring everybody into Kansas City, Kansas. I'm telling you what I'll do. I'm telling you. If we look weak, and the public think they're going to just storm the store and take it, that'll be the last time they storm anything. Because I would be sending a storm on them. You know, because it's a damnable, heart-throbbing, fire-driven anger that comes up for someone of your own people that you're helping. They come and try to slit your throat because they don't understand what you're doing. However, cannot explain where it's wrong. You know, it's written that Allah was furious. He didn't pass angry. He was furious. Most people think he was furious to white folks. He wasn't furious to white folks. He knew what white folks are here for because he brought them here. Anytime he wanted to take them out, boom, he can take them out. So, since they're not no real threat, why be furious? He can be upset with them, but furious? No. Talking about you, black man. Furious with you. Because you have a power 7 times greater than the white man. So when you say no, you say it with authority. Then go out and force it on other people. As though I don't exist. Him. And the very one, in this language, said the least one that you expect, usually is the one. You all have heard this before, right? So I'm just expressing it in a mathematical way. If you intend to live, if you intend to see a future, there is no other place. There is no other place. We went in, what was it, Urban League today? Walked in the building and whatnot. I think it was about three people or 4 people there. Quite a few offices. They looked, you know, they had it looked like it was freshly, you know, it looked cosmetically attractive. But it was mostly junky. And nothing's happening. And the sad part is going to be even more nothing. Because as long as they've been in business, they haven't done anything. Haven't done anything. Now, the towers is fallen. Twin Towers is fallen. And this represented the fall of America financially. And it's happening right in front of you. However, the minister makes it like this country and the president is so powerful, they can come out of this. Really? Have you seen what's happening in Israel and Palestine? Have you seen it? What does the book say is going to happen when the war breaks out in that area? That's the end. So if you're not with me, mathematically, it applies to you, the end for you. Because you can't come with me stupid and arrogant as though you got something. I know what you got, a bunch of problems. And that's all. I'm the problem solver. And how does the book say you must come when you come? You got to come as a baby. It didn't say if you're 900 years old, you can come as a man. Nope. It says if you come, regardless of who you are and how old you are, you got to come as a baby. You see? So when Michael Jackson, if he thinks he really want to come now and bring his billions, but he's going to be Mr. Well, you stay and keep your billions. You know, I think Minister Lawrence can attest to this, and some other brothers that was back with the messenger, what we call it first. The messenger said it's going to come a time when this country is going to see an Arab walking down the street, and they're going to say, "There goes one, let's get him." Is it happening? It's almost to that point. They're just doing it now in an intelligent way. Lock up a whole lot of them and question them. And he also said it's going to be so hot on them Arabs, them foreigners, them Eastern Muslims. This country is going to be so hot and heavy on them. When they see you, they just going to give you their business. They got to go. They don't have enough time to go through the courts or whatnot and hand it over to you. They just going to give it to you. They got the book. Tell me you don't see that coming. So am I on time? Nothing pleases me better. And I hope you listen. Nothing pleases me better than to see a wealthy, rich, spiritually thinking black man. And when I say rich and wealthy, I don't mean financially. If he's the way that I just described, that's going to come anyhow. That's going to come. I get all pumped up when I see one. Because I know that's God there. That's God. As long as he stay that way, he's going to improve. And whatever he wants to do, he's going to do it. Because he's God. I get chills thinking about it. Black man's you're a bad man. But you've been under this wrong eating for so long, you think, well, I ain't nothing like nobody else. And ain't nobody else nothing, so I'm going to make sure they don't be nothing either. I see one going, climbing up, I'm going to pull him back down. Because he must be operating under delusion. Try to save the brother. That's what they do. You see? I had said before that we're going to witness, and it has already started, a rash of insanity and cancer. Keep watching the news. Insanity has most certainly escalated. Well, is that enough? Well, what I would do is gear my thinking towards work. And when I say work, I'm talking about the work for yourself. If you are a person that likes to work with nature, work on the farm, we got farm, we're going to get more. If you think you're a business person, then we're going to have to do things in a business way. Not business as make money, but business like of being busy like the bee, building something for us from this earth in a way where I will and can protect you. If you do it like mafias, I can't protect you. If you do it because it's right to do and doing it for our people, whatnot, nothing can happen to you because I won't let it. I won't even let you hurt yourself. Because it's got to be done. You see? Now, I do believe enough time has elapsed or has been given to all other mindsets concerning the well-being of our people. There is enough evidence to show there is absolute math, no progress for the black man outside of what I'm doing. So to argue with me or what we're doing is futile. If anyone has studied what has happened to the black man, for him, with him, and to him, it's got to be the one that has a plan set up for him. There's nothing you can come and tell me, well, I did this and I did that, and we're going to do this. Please. Please. Whatever you have thought of, I've thought of it 10 times over and tried it and tested it. And so when I speak on a thing, I know that I know that I know. So if I say yes to the work, it'll work. If I say no, leave that alone, leave it alone, because it's not going to work. You got it? All right, well, I won't hold you all no long time. So if we have anyone that would like to ask me any questions concerning this math that you heard, I'll be more than happy to entertain the answers to your questions. So if you do have it, is this the mic here? All right. Anyone have any questions? I think we have a questionnaire coming up, or are you working the mic? You have a question? Yes, sir. Wa alaikum salam.
See you again.
Thank you.
I'm still on fire from Sunday. Yes, sir. I'm still on fire from Sunday. And I had meant to ask you a question, but we ended right. And first, let me tell you this first, Father. Like, I'm from the first, and all the brothers that you're talking about, Minister Farrakhan, Wardi Muhammad, and all the brothers you be talking about, right? I done been through them, and I know they don't have nothing. And I was listening to one of your tapes, and there's one particular brother that you was talking about that you said that you would see him in a little while. And the only one that I could think of, because I don't know, and I would like you to give me the absolute. I read one of your posters, and it had all those brothers' names on it, right? And it had the Wahhabi sect. And I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. It's Imam Isa. Now his name is Naya Melchizedek L. York.
Yes, sir.
Right. Yes, sir. Can you give me the absolute on him?
Well, this is a brother that is employed by Satan. You know, not Satan in the flesh, you know, in the thinking. And he has willingly gave himself to usher out knowledge that will confuse people or tie them up or to delay their acceptance. And if he can delay it long enough, everyone that will accept it will miss the train. They'll miss the boat. They'll miss their path. So this is what he's doing. There is nothing that he has of any knowledge that applies to the problem of the black man. He has knowledge, but it's not for us. And he's passing it off. Matter of fact, there are other life forms. Are you all listening? That is interested in this planet. And they are trying certain ways to get in to see if they can occupy it. However, since we are the God, the ones that's alive, and that's actually controlling this planet, outside of this planet to other planets and life forms, looks like this planet is a rebel. Looks like it has lost all control of being civilized because of what we allowed to take place on it. And the ones that allowed it is keeping them at bay, but they're still trying to come in to get some kind of way in to take charge of this planet. And people like him are being used by them. You see what I'm saying? They have, the ones that is actually doing the using, have the power to wipe this white man off instantly almost. However, we are stopping them. We're stopping them. In a few days, they will see that this truly is a divine plan. Divine. Well, with them, they don't know anything about divine. They just know what is right and what works. They know mathematics. I mean, a higher degree of it. So when you know that kind of level of it, you don't see no God or Jesus or no deity. You don't see that. You see a formula that works. That's all you need to see. So when they come to actually get in, they can't really get in. And as we grow, they start seeing him in, then they say, oh, we better back up. Now we see why this planet looks that way. You must remember, this is the only planet where you see life on the outside of it. The only one. So they have a clear view of the madness and chaos that's going on. Any of you all ever see the abyss? Did you see they got two versions of it. One, they cut off the last part so you couldn't see it. Where under the water they had like this big ship. And it had come with this high tidal wave. However, before they did it, they showed the man that went down, to stop the bomb from going off. They showed him on this watery looking screen all the things this country was doing. And how savage it was, to the point that they had decided to destroy them. Right? And because of that one good act he did, they averted their destruction. You see? So in principle, it's the same thing. This one good man that they're going to see will put them in check. You see? If that answers your question.
I've been since I met you, and all praise be to you, right? I've been going back over, a lot of the literature that I got, from all those brothers.
Yes, sir.
And I know they ain't the one, brother. You the one.
Yes, sir. I really am. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, sir. I have a question. Something just sparked. Adams just started popping when you shared about other life forms coming to this planet, trying to take over.
Yes, sir.
I watch a cartoon called Dragon Ball Z kind of often. Someone from some planet's always trying to take over Earth. And you have these certain amount of people or certain ones that protect the planet. Will we ever express knowledge or express power that way to where we'll have that type of power to keep people off the planet, or will...
We're doing it now. And remember, who is the original man?
Asiatic black man, maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe.
Holy.
Yes, sir.
God of the universe. So we do what we please. Hold your mic up.
Yes, sir. I think I've gotten caught up in the flying and the lights and electricity. And
well, what they do, thought is the most powerful thing that we have developed. So it can make things, you don't have to go and do all that kind of stuff, and go from, have the powers all come to one. That's a bunch of foolishness. It's always like the powers always come from somewhere else to the person. No, you're the power. That's why people say, don't point your finger at me. Because they know really what they know subconsciously, that's a dangerous thing. When somebody pointing their finger, and especially this one, and if they do something like that, or, something like, that don't mean that. But when they do like that, four of them do like that, they're like, oh, hold it, man. Don't point at me. It ain't the finger that's going to do anything. However, from your finger, if you know how to direct the energy from this finger, you can move the earth. Yes, sir. 6 sextillion ton, you can move it. Effortlessly. That's why I say, black man, when I see a real black man, I get excited. Got it?
Yes, sir. May I have another one?
Yes, sir. Hold the mic up.
Yes, sir. What will happen to the ones, brothers and sisters that are incarcerated as time is winding down?
They're going to be let out. What's taking place now, everything is already set up for that. The war is going to get so thick and so heavy that they're going to need all the persons that they can get. And so and the white man know how powerful you are, believe me. So he's going to go to jails and to the prisons and look. If you do this tour, if you make it back, you're a free man. And a lot of them going to say, well, yeah, they're going to go. And the few that's in there that refuse to go, and they're not going to go, say, well, damn it, kill me, I'm not going. I'll wait on Solomon or Royall, a lying person, I'm not going. I'll open the doors and let them out. You might say, well, that's spookism. Well, spookism is what you were looking at on a TV show. The reality of it is very easy to do. You might say, well, how are you going to do that? It's got somebody there operating the electronics or whatever it is, the closing and shutting the doors and making sure you're in and whatnot. Speak. All I can do is speak to them. Push the button. And talk to everybody that's in. It's time to come on out. Didn't the messenger say, Brother Minister, didn't the messenger say, it's going to come a time when Allah is going to speak to you in your ear. It's time to go. And if you hesitate, the enemy is going to kill you. Now, it don't mean Allah is going to be up whispering, look, it's time to go, to each and every individual. Oh, no. You see? So we keep forgetting because we don't use math. We've been so long being anti-math. Anytime you can look at Minister Farrakhan and Minister Lewis, Warwick Dean, and all them people, and think something's really going to happen. You don't got so accustomed to using anti-math, when math comes up, you say, oh, that can't be right. I mean, it's got to be something wrong with that. What it is? If that answers your question.
Yes, sir. So may I have one more, Father?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Father, will you share with myself how to Father, the idea is I'm coming to a point where I've shared knowledge with individuals or people, and it only seems that the only ones that listen are the ones that are already in the United Nations of Islam. And it's almost to the point where when I speak with individuals, it's not that I'm ashamed of where I am. However, you tell them that Allah is here, and they're like, it just turns them away. And I'm wondering, how do I approach someone and share with them the idea and get them in here without...
Well, all you do is just share it with them. If you have the time, you want to share it with them in a way where if they say no, hey, they said no. If they say yes, fine. Because what's going to happen, whether they accept it today or not, you don't have to say nothing. They're going to come. Just from what they see, they're going to come. And then when they do come, they're going to be looking in your face. And they got to ask you then, oh, what can I do? And if you want to, like they say, person that laughs last, laugh best. You finally made it, huh? Then you tell them, well, look, there's very little you can do because you're too dumb. You know, we got some toilets that need to be cleaned over there. You can take care of that if you do a good job. You know, toilet got to be clean. Go in the service and see what they make you do. You know, they'll tell you clean the whole toilet with your toothbrush. So this may sound comical or unreasonable. It's not. I'm not saying that we are God that way that we actually want to make the people do that. However, and it won't be that we are telling them to do that in a way where it's mockery. We will say, look, it's really needed that this bathroom, this latrine, everything be spotless. Would you take care of that for us? So it's not degrading them when you offer them the position. If they say, no, I ain't doing that, so hey, you don't have nothing for you to do. It's simple as that. You came to us, we didn't come to you. I did come to you, you said no. Now you coming to us and you still saying no? So we're going to say no. You see? Mathematics. Yes, sir. Walaikum salam.
Walaikum salam.
Walaikum salam.
I have a million questions.
Woo!
However, I'll limit it to the ones that are the things that have been on me recently. Recently, I've been experiencing changes in perception. Things seem small at times. A churning of, I feel my mind buzzing or something, like there's something in me that's churning and waking up. And at times it makes the people around me fearful, because it seems that everyone's eyes don't see the same. Everyone's perspective on the world is not the same. And it's very difficult explaining it, and it's hard to forget it. You know, it's just something that's taking place that I can't forget. It brings about a paranoia of sorts, because when you're looking at people, it's almost as if you're alive and they're not. You know, I was mostly wondering, do everyone's eyes see the same?
Well, no, sir. They see in different degrees. However, what's taking place is you're coming alive. The knowledge that you do have is starting to register in a way where it shows you things that are real, and it gives you a definition of what you're looking at. You're looking at a person walking around and thinking that they're alive. However, the way they look, what they say, how they say it, what they're doing, is really, they're dead. So you can see that they're dead, but you can't tell them that. They think they really live. So your knowledge is showing you exactly what things are. And if you don't know the end of how it's supposed to take place, or the opportunity that is being developed for that dead person, then it brings about a concern. Man. However, when you know what's going to happen, you know, each person has to save themselves. However, what we are responsible for is making sure they have the opportunity to do that. We can't save them. I'm the savior, but I can't save you. I can put forth everything there for you to be saved. You've got to pick it up and use the utensils so you save yourself. You see, so the knowledge is starting to show you and dictate the language to you in such a way where it shows you an in-depth visual picture of what you're really looking at according to nature, not according to this devil's language and his interpretation. So when you start expressing it that kind of way to other people, you know, and if your whole body is speaking it while you're speaking it from the tongue, it frightens them because they don't have no knowledge to know how to deal with that. It's the same thing with the people that's following the minister. You know, they literally run from me. I don't have nothing no harm for them. However, it goes like it reads in Scripture. You know, they feared because of Solomon. And each man, it didn't say just the minister, it said each man got up and went his own way. It didn't say he came to me. They got up and left. Meaning that they quit doing what they were doing because there was nothing else to do, because they were afraid to continue doing it, and they left. But very few, if any, spoke to me. If they came and spoke to me, I might have said, hey, well, I understand. You know, just change and go do that. But they think, I think the way they think. So that's scary. But I don't think the way you think. It is written. I don't think the way you think. You don't think the way I think. But the way I think is the way you're going to have to think if you're going to live. So I understand.
So what do I do? You know, at times,
stay in your home. Stay here. Stay with the Word. Because stay in the temple. Because I come down here especially to look at a building today, or look at some property. Because when the money comes in, which is right here at the door, you know, what you all going to be doing here, you're not going to have to go tell nobody nothing. They're going to see it. When they see it, they're going to come. Can I have a job? No, we don't give jobs. I mean, we've got a couple of duties for you. In other words, it's not going to stay the same way that you all are used to. Just talking to the same brothers, just coming to the temple, giving charity, maybe to have a fundraiser, and mainly that's it. It'll be that way. It's going to be where you actually are working to a point where everyone can see it. And we had to postpone it and do it this kind of way because our open enemy, or the enemy of truth, if he had enough, was left alone and wasn't busy doing what he liked to do, tearing up things and bombing things, he see us start, he would come with a whole bunch of laws. He would make new laws just so he can stop us. Then I'd have to really hurt him. But I didn't come here to hurt him. I come here to get the black man. You see? And when I get the black man, that automatically hurts him. He ain't got no more slaves. You see? So I don't have to worry about, well, I don't like white folks, so I'm going to get them rascals. Oh, please. I mean, I don't love them. I don't hate them. However, I do love the black man. And I do love work. And I do love progress. And I do love math. I just love it. Because I don't need nobody to tell me. I just sit and think, now how is this going to be? Ah, I got it. You see? So that's what's happening. You're just coming more and more alive.
Also, Father, I've been, I need to know how to better deal with the relationship I have with my parents and my family.
Were your parents with this?
Yes, sir. My father's a minister.
Oh, yes, sir. You need knowledge to know how to deal with them better.
Yes, sir. Because most of the times I'm elsewhere. However,
what do you mean by that?
I mean, I live in another place. I live, you know, down the road.
Right.
And being as that there are things taking place inside of me that I don't really understand, I don't really feel comfortable being in their presence all the time, you know, or living with them. So I'm in the process of building something for myself.
Well, this is how I would do it, because I have done it. As a matter of fact, I'm still doing it because I'm not in my home. There's a certain amount of humility that knowledge gives you, especially when you have an understanding. If you have a father that has accepted this, and he's doing what is comfortable to him at this particular time, and you're seeing it maybe it's not enough, they're not refined enough, they should do better. Remember, that's your father. He still has an opportunity to be with me and be refined. However, what will make him be more refined, according to what you say, is to see you refined in a manly way. Then he has more spirit to see you or listen to you, to take what you say as a worthy of him listening to or hearing it. Because for the mere fact, knowledge is one thing, wisdom is another. However, you have got to go into motion and live to get the understanding of it. So a lot of times young people look at their parents or older people and say, well, they just out of date, they don't know what's happening. They're the ones that don't know what's happening. Because they never did enough to get any foundation that can confirm what they're thinking or doing. Once you work, you put your hands and you get into it, you got to think, you got to make things work. Then the knowledge that you got will come up and say, oh, it will show you. Oh, now I understand why Dad said, I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm just going by the math of how life is. Now, if your dad was out in the street acting crazy, wasn't with this, a real hypocrite, then I would say, yes, just leave him alone. I'll take care of that. He belongs to the messenger. You belong to me. You see? So you really going to be living down the road from him.
Yes, sir.
Did you have another one?
Yes, sir. I do have another one.
Okay, good.
Building and everything is really interesting to me, and I've mastered it. Just about everything there is to do as far as what the devil has to offer. As far as the carpentry and the electrical and everything, I do those things very well. However, I want to do more. I want to be a participant.
Well, what's stopping you? Nothing to do.
Yes, sir.
Well, we have more than just this place here. And also, patience is a virtue. We got some buildings here we can work in. We can Kansas, we can't get enough carpenters and, construction people. Can't get enough. So what you do, if I were you, I would find that if I like to do something, I would go do what I like and do it in a balanced manner so I don't burn myself out. Because you go start working with people and you really love to do it and they doing it because that's what they can do, but they don't love to do it, they will burn you out. They will turn you against what you do and you want to go someplace else and do it. But if you go and work at a balanced pace, balanced hours, and get away, come back to it and see what you're doing grow and grow until it comes to its completion. You go to the next job. If everybody's not enthused like you are and whatnot, then if you go want to do this and more, the more is what's going to kill you. I want to stay an extra hour. The extra is going to kill you. You understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And if you have mastered it, so you say, you can, in the nation, it's a wide open field for instructors. If you want to do the more, work and instruct. Instruct and work. That's the more. Meaning that since you're teaching someone else, you're making more use. You see, especially in construction and things, because it's got to be done a certain way, a certain code. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And if you teach the people that you're teaching why it's got to be that way, then they're going to learn what you know and what should be known. And then that way you have magnified yourself. If you do it right, they'll love you for it. They'll love you for it. They'll do the same thing with you as they do for me. Oh, Father, don't open the door. I got it. I said, well, hey, I'm 6'4.5". I got it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just try it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir. And if the rhythm is too slow here, just go right up the street.
Yes, sir.
We got some hammers and nails waiting for somebody's hands. buzz saws and all those kind of things, drywall and brick cinders, backhoes, and we got it waiting.
Yes, sir. Father, did you
Yes,
have
sir.
you enjoyed the
Music?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, there will be more.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir. You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
I'm like Father.
Walaikum salam.
Yes, sir. What is the significance of the stars being shaped into constellations?
Well, it shows that the same way we built pyramids, that's a physical thing on the earth that you go and touch. So that's like physical. The stars that are shaped in, like in the constellations and whatnot, is like a spiritual thing to show you that what the brother was talking about before, about that power that you can use, whatnot. It shows you that is absolutely real. And it shows you certain figures that has a meaning to what shall happen or shall come. Should I say it another way? In other words, it's like future history already designed and patterned and placed there for you and I. Because the significance of it, when it was put there, wasn't for the life form at that time. They were permitted to use it. However, for its fullness of it, nothing can be fully judged or appreciated unless it is the creator of all of this. And we have not been in our position of creating for trillions and trillions and trillions of years. So they were placed there to let us know this is what it is for you in the future. And we are the future.
Yes, sir. In the book of Revelations, it speaks about the seven churches and the letters being written to those churches. Could you bring that into the modern time in its fullness?
Well, yes, sir. However, the seven major countries in this world have had their share of prophets and messengers. That's a letter. In other words, it's not what you say, a handwritten letter or typed letter that was sent to a person. Just like you were styled as a book. You see. So the letter is a person. That, Jesus was a letter. What he had written on him to deliver, that's what he had to deliver. That was it. That was the letter. So these people have had their warners. So when you and I come up, no country on the planet can say nothing because they've had their letter. You understand?
Yes, sir.
That's what it means in fullness.
Yes, sir. Also, a couple of days right before the Twin Towers were hit, you shared that the whole world was going to be at war, except for Australia. Why Australia?
Well, that's a place where, how shall I say, some wise white folks is not going to take it there. They're somewhat like their oasis from this. Matter of fact, they have a city underground. That's why they call it down under. They really got a whole city under the ground where they think that they're going to survive. When the war gets to a point where everybody's got to go someplace, that's their place. They think.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father. Assalamu alaikum. I love you, Father.
Love you too.
Assalamu alaikum again, Father. Father, I wanted to share with you that myself and my fiance, we had planned to open up this club in Punker City, right? And with some other people, right? And we was thinking about selling beer in the club, right? So when we sat down and talked, right, I was letting everybody know that well, this is going to be the future, you know, Solomon's temple. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And so when I went to Kansas City Sunday, and after hearing you, I was in the restaurant sharing this with a brother, right? And so I told the brother I would really like to, you know, just open it up for, you know, as a temple period, right? Because I'm supposed to get the keys Friday. I'm supposed to get the keys Friday.
And where's this at?
In Ponca City, Oklahoma.
Oh.
And so I was talking to the brother, and he told me to share with the sister that we plan to get married. We are getting married, period.
Right.
And to share with the sister, you know my thoughts, right? And so, and he even told me that if B that to tell her to call his wife, right?
Right.
And what it was that, like I said, just to open up a temple period.
Yes, sir.
You know, and you were talking about being a fool. You know what I mean? So I shared it with the sister, and the sister agreed, right?
Yes, sir.
That it should be a temple period, a restaurant temple period, because we want to be how would you say it, a carbon copy of this you know,
yes,
here in Wichita, right?
Yes, sir.
And so I shared it with the captain, you know, and he told me that I would have to talk to you or someone, you know, that has authority, right, to give me the permission. And I know it's going to take some time, so I'm going to let the people, I want to see if the people will let me go another 2 weeks, right, before I give them this money, before I sign a contract, because I really want to talk to you or whoever. I know it's you, but you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And I need to talk to you because that's what I really want to do.
Yes, sir. Well, what else? You said within the next, you can see if they can hold it for 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. I suppose we'll get the keys Friday to the place, right?
And the day after tomorrow.
Yes, sir. And I think I can talk to them, you know.
Are you buying the place or renting it?
No, sir, renting.
Well, if you ain't signed nothing, does it look like they got some prospect?
Yes, sir.
Somebody to take it if you don't get it? In other words, there's people lined up to get the place if you don't get it.
They were saying some church people were trying to get it, but she wouldn't give it to them.
Well,
I would do it, Father.
You know, I would say call the 800 number.
Yes, sir.
Ask to speak to Brother Secretary James.
Yes, sir.
And if you need to speak to me after speaking with him,
yes,
I'll be more than happy to speak with you.
Yes, sir.
So, opening up a temple, is anyone there that's interested?
It's a few people.
You're just going to open up a restaurant for the people, period?
Yes, sir. Well, it's a big enough place to have the meetings and the study class and everything. All I have to do is just move in because it's ready. I don't have to paint it. All I got to do is go in there and dust things off. And that's it.
Yes, sir. Well, give a call.
And I know, you know, I got a pretty good job, and I know that I can, you know, keep it open. You know what I mean? I can finance it for well, I was going to go on and pay the rent for like 2 or 3 months.
Yes, sir.
And
well, how far is that from here?
It's about 80 miles, 85 miles.
Will you be able to go look at it? One of y'all be able to go down and look at it? If it's that close, I mean, you know, you need some help, you should be able to get it from here too.
Yes, sir.
They take a look at it. I would do it as soon as possible. See if you can have them hold off a couple of weeks.
Yes, sir.
And whoever's going to go down and take a look at it, call me and let me know.
Yes, sir.
And I'll also speak with you. But at the meantime, speak to the secretary, James.
Yes, sir.
Just call 800 number. You know, anybody can say, just look for James 2X.
Yes, sir.
More likely he'll answer the phone.
Yes, sir.
And I'll tell him to look for your call.
Yes, sir.
And explain to him what you're going to be doing.
Yes,
you
sir.
need to speak to me. He'll put you, I don't care where I'm at.
Yes, sir.
He'll patch you in.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum, Pop.
Walaikum salam.
Yes, sir. I wanted to know, on our Earth Day is when our entity and our physical body meet. All I want to know is our entity created on a certain day? If so, how was that created?
Everyone's entity came with the first creation. There's only been one creation. New entities have not been created yet, other than the ones that I'm doing. Everyone has been here over and over and over. In other words, all of you all are fractions of the whole. You're fractions of Allah. However, that's still very good, because if all of you all are with Him, then all the fractions make up the whole. You see what I'm saying? In other words, you do things that magnify the Supreme Being, which saves Him from personally have to go and do it. However, everything that all of you all can do, He can do it. But you can't do everything He can do, because you're a fraction. He's a whole. You see what I'm saying? So when it's time for the entity to come into the body, well, the entity's been here a long. In other words, when he created himself, that was it. Yes, then after the other entity, he just broke himself up into fractions like that and made himself an entity. Yes, sir. Did I explain that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's much like a man having sons and daughters. They all come from him. And they all kind of look like him, they either walk like him or kind of talk like him, you know.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
That's the same principle.
Yes, sir. Another question I want to ask.
Oh my God.
My wife and I, we were married in the outside.
Right.
However, being in the idea, what I want to know is there something better that for us to receive, or I want to be merged in idea. However, is there a difference from being merged in idea than outside in the world? What will we receive? Will we become more as one?
No, sir. The only thing that you would receive is what you would like to receive, as far as the oneness. If you are married, and you come into this knowledge and you're already married, you're married. You know, I recognize the marriage. A lot of brothers and sisters get married in this, and they're not really married. You know, they thought they wanted to get married. You know, a year or so, they come to their father and want to separate. That wasn't really their husband or wife. If you already married in this world, and you come into this, and even if you was in it, you went and got married in this world. If you were married and that's an agreement between you and her, I gotta accept it.
Yes, sir.
You know, if you break up, it's because you all break up. If you stay together, I gotta accept you. You are her husband, she's your wife.
Yes, sir.
So if you get married under our umbrella, and if it causes you to feel like it's more confirmed, more clean, well then, if it's going to help the marriage, get married under this.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Yes, sir.
The other question I want to know is, could you share with me what my name means?
What's your name?
Arnold. Brother Arnold.
It means perpetual motion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to thank you for everything that you've given.
Yes, sir.
Everything. Since I've been in the idea, I don't know. It's hard for me to sit down or be still. However, I just want to share with you. Thank you. I love you, and may I embrace you.
If you like.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
I'm a happy man, Father.
Me too. You waited long enough.
Marquita, will you stand?
Beautiful sister.
She's truly a joy. And thank you, Father, for allowing the opportunity for me to love you at another level.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's been long enough.
Yes, sir.
Again, Father, thank you very much.
You're welcome. This is one of the brothers. I think the first time I came here, I stayed at your house. I stayed at his house, whatnot. Brother had to go through a pretty rigid test there. And I thought one time he was going to waver, but he held on. So. Yes, sir. Walaikum salam.
Father, may I share with you something that I was with the Holy Apostle, the messenger?
Oh, yes, sir. I'd love to hear them.
We was in the mansion before the palace was built.
Yes, sir.
And the messenger brought out a picture of the palace before he built it. And he said, this house, Brother Minister, said, I didn't get no child to build this house. That this house is out of this world. And he showed us the picture,
yes, sir,
of the house, of the palace.
Yes, sir.
And another minister asked him, said, the dear old pastor said, are we going to have houses like that? He said, well, brother said, this house ain't nothing to compare to what houses y'all may have.
Yes, sir.
I wonder what kind of house that we could have. that palace is really out of this world.
Yes, sir. It really is. And what he meant by it is no child would be building it. He's talking about the 6-day-old child.
Yes.
The white man.
Yes, sir.
He wasn't the designer, nor did we get the material to build the house or the palace from him or that he had control of. And nor was he in agreement with how it was built. The Ancient of Days built that house.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you all will have homes comfortable or even better because of what you're going to be doing. However, there is going to be 8 more homes just like that one.
Yes, sir.
But you all will have better homes.
Praise be to you, Father.
Yes, sir.
Father, we, when in the first, we went to Oklahoma, and we sold papers, and we distributed books in all the little towns where black people was in.
Yes, sir.
Like in Muskogee and Okmulgee and all them different little towns.
Yes, sir.
And now, Brother Captain and Brother Sister Minister said that they wanted to have you, going to sponsor you in Oklahoma City.
Yes, sir.
I was just thinking that we could go to all them little towns that we been in because, see, they ain't been poisoned with Lewis.
Right.
And they ain't been poisoned with Wallace.
Right.
So only thing they know is about the papers.
Yes, sir.
So I think we could gather a whole lot of those people. They'll come to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, they'll come. I'll come too.
Yes, sir.
Matter of fact, I like you so much. You show up, I'll come there and see you. Yes, sir. No problem. If you have the time, you have the energy, the purpose most certainly is there. A righteous purpose, so go.
Yes, sir.
And just let me know.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Walaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
Yes, sir. I would like to ask 2 questions on behalf of my husband, Brother Sean. He's on the sound post there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. He would like to know what his name means, as well as what tribe he's from. His first name is Sean, and his middle name is Hien. It's a Vietnamese name.
Sean means secrets within. Are you secretive? And his middle name is what?
Hien.
Ken?
Hien with an H. Hien.
Yen?
Yes, sir. H-I-E-N-G.
It means a close relative.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir. And the other question was the tribe.
Or the tribe? Looks like the 8th tribe. The 8th tribe. The tribe of wonders.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I wonder what he's going to do.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Brother against salam.
Assalamualaikum, Father.
Brother against salam.
My question is, well, I was told the way you leave people, you shared that we've been here many times, our entity's been here many times before. I would like to know of my past to give me clarity on what did I do in my past to go through what I go through here today.
What are you going through? Something pleasurable? Or just the opposite?
Just the opposite.
You want to know what you did in the past?
Yes, sir. So I can understand why I'm going through what I'm going through. I'm making a change. However, I don't know what I did wrong.
You don't have to be that you did anything wrong. If that was the case, I'd have to ask him, man, what did I do? I'm going to get to hell. I mean, on a consistent, perpetual basis. You know, not that it affects me to the point where it impedes my ability to do things as it should be done. However, Satan constantly is always putting it in my face, always. You know, if I don't dream, somebody else have a dream and call me up in the middle of the night, wow, I just had a dream. Hey, I may as well dream it. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
So, the last time you were here, you were very uncaring. You were rather selfish. Highly intelligent and didn't share it.
I can understand that. Now I'm too caring. I will put my heart out to people, and I show them how I feel. I'm a lot of emotions.
Are you married?
No, sir.
You with us?
Soon to be.
Soon to be. All right, well, you're coming home, and you'll be taught how to do things in a balanced manner.
Yes, sir.
You know, anything that we do overly is a burden to us. If you love too hard, you're going to be hurt.
Yes,
if you don't love enough, you're going to be hurt.
Yes,
if you do it just right, it's just right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Alaikum salam.
I have two questions.
Yes, sir.
The first question is in regards to the beautiful picture of yourself. Two of them grace the wall behind you.
Yes, sir.
I find myself gazing at the picture, looking at the picture quite often. And it seems as though, well, what it is that I hear your voice whenever I look at the picture. If I'm in motion or I'm thinking about something and I look at the picture, it seems as though when I'm hearing you speak, I'm hearing you speak concerning what thoughts I have at that moment. If I'm in motion doing something and I have it in my mind, or I think I have it in my mind, the right way to go about it, I'll look at the picture and look at your eyes in that picture. And something in the eyes will say, you better rethink that. And when I do rethink it, I find something that I missed. Other times, I'll be in motion, not really thinking on anything in particular, and I'll look at the picture, and then it'll be what I get is a voice of concern, and I start thinking, and then I find something that mathematically I should be concerned about. And other times I look at the picture, the voice says, "Go for it, black man. Like what I'm doing is right and exact, and I'm on the path." My question is that something that was calculated into the picture, or is that me?
No, sir. All that is in the picture. It determines on how skillful your eye is to detect it. The picture, that's the picture that was captured of me. And there's nothing wrong there. It's an abundance of knowledge. And since I am here willingly sharing it, it's not always from the tongue. I emit knowledge. So whatever you ask in your own thinking, and if you are so in tune with me in the picture, that part, then you'll get what you're asking for. That's what happens. You know, just to show you or to bear witness to this, there are certain people that can look at a person and look at their picture and tell exactly what they are, when they were born, how many children they're going to have or had. That's the principle, but that's on a small level. On the spiritual, it does exactly what you say it does, what you're experiencing.
Yes, sir. Second question is in regards to the program last night with Minister Lewis. Father, will you share the math concerning an idea that was shared by Sister Tynetta? And I may not have the language exactly right. However, the idea is this, is that it's understandable the changes that were made in the Nation of Islam because the messenger, his vision was for Islam to have a global or international expression, therefore justifying the changes.
Well, if the messenger said that, or indeed said that, it could only mean what was written or the picture that was on the Muhammad speech, where the brother on one side was reaching over across the ocean and linking hands with his brother on the other side. Well, this means that we are supposed to conduct ourselves in such a way that we attract the other ones that is already supposed to be practicing Islam. And that because of what we're doing and the newness of it and the purity of it, they would have to submit and be one. Now, this does not mean the Arabs in the East. It don't mean that. That's why when you see us linking up, it was the black man that was holding the hand with, not the white Arab. And that's the real Muslim. The Arab had just like one of the 7 letters, Prophet Muhammad. Look what they did. You know, they can't say they don't have the letter because they got a whole book called Quran. Look what they're doing with it. So to link up with them is almost impossible. Or them link up with us. Their behavior won't allow them to. The structure and what they got in motion won't allow them to attach themselves to us in that kind of a way. However, like I was saying about in Africa, the black man that is a Muslim there, and what they see us do, just the way I sent the secretary to them, they was elated. They haven't gotten over it yet. Matter of fact, the way they express it, they don't want to get over it. So that is, and when we actually start going into the physical part of actually doing this, then this is going to make all of Africa come under this oneness. That's what was really meant. Not that we're supposed to go and link up with the tree of knowledge. Ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. Matter of fact, we have to, with them, we have to send another person there as a warner to them. Remember, the message is going to be 2 books. One new and one as a warner to the mother country or to Mecca. So we're going to send a warner to them because they're not going to accept, regardless of what they see we do. They're already used to wealth. They're not used to knowledge, but they're used to wealth. You see, the black man in Africa is the original man. He's used to wealth, but he's not used to the effects of it because that's not what really means anything to him. The land means something to him. The way people talk and treat him means something to him. So white folks and everybody else can come in and rob him. He don't really get upset. He don't like it, but he don't really get upset about it. So when we go over and take the wealth and do what's supposed to be done with it, this is exciting to him. See, so that will be the oneness. If that answers the question.
Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, sir. On that BET program, Minister Lewis, I just want to bear witness to everything you shared was right and exact about what's taking place with Lewis. It struck me that the program was very personal. It was all about his trials and tribulations and nothing about building a nation or setting up a system. It was all about him and his pain and all he went through. It was very sickening to watch, actually. After a question came up in my mind because they were showing some of his children who were bearing witness to how great he is. Are they going to be with you? Because we know he will, out of no choice, however, his children.
Well, they're not going to have a choice either. From what was shown to me, they will. After a bit of frustration, they will. However, I look at it this way. I'm only concerned in doing right. If they make it, good for them. If they don't, still good for them. Because I went to him first before I came to you. I went to him. I didn't go to no other place. I didn't even start talking to nobody else. I mean, I was working with Uncle Bobby, my brother, and my own family for the 13 years. However, as far as publicly, didn't talk to nobody. Before I started, I went to him. You know, I sent my daughter to him. I talked to his daughter, BJ, which wasn't on the program last night. So they have had an opportunity longer than other people have had to accept this. You know, I sent them personally registered mail tapes to make sure they heard what I said. So they don't have no excuse. So if they live, they're going to be with this. If they're not, hey, nothing gained, nothing lost.
Yes, sir.
As right now, they're big nothing.
Yes, sir.
We've seen it where the only one that was going to give any type of problem was Mustafa. He didn't want to come to be with this. You know. But what he wants don't mean nothing. He don't grow a hill of beans. I am the man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next question. The building that will be taking place, will we start off right away building from the ground up as you shared? Or will we be fixing up already existing structures?
We're going to be doing both. We're not going to, well, in this area, Kansas, whatnot, we may make it pretty elaborate because this is still part of the center. You know, it's real close to your sister city up there, north of the way, so we're going to make it where this whole area is going to be bubbling with black righteous people and businesses. In other words, outside of this, whatnot, it's going to be more or less like a skeleton. Just we're going to have it just enough activity as a sign to come either here or either in Kansas City, Kansas. So we're going to be doing both, old and new.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another question I had was, why is it that the mind houses the brain and not the brain houses the mind?
Let's say it this way. Goal, mind. Now, what is it do you want? Do you want the mind or do you want the goal? So if you're going to get the goal, you have to go in the mind to get it. So if you got brain power, 7.5 ounces of brain power that's housed in the mind. I don't know if I made sense or not. Diamond mind. The principle here is the diamond. Where are you going to get it? In the mind. You just don't say brain mind. Or mind brain. And you know the word brain is an extension of the word be. That's the power of be. It's the brain. And God said, "Be, let there be light." It didn't say, "and the mind brought forth light." You have to have a brain. However, we're so accustomed to speaking allegorical or suggestively. Very rarely do we speak in a directly or we call it denotation, in a direct manner. We don't speak that way. So we walk by and say, "Hi there." We just take it, well, he's really saying, either hello or he's giving a good greeting. It's not really hi. In reality, it's really Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, sir.
Well, we go over the suggested meaning all the time. Instead of using a denotation, we use a connotation.
Yes, sir.
Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. The other life forms on the other planets, especially the two other universes, do they recognize, say, you as the supreme being, or do they recognize, as you shared earlier, that wise man that created that universe as their supreme being? Because they're the ones that created that universe, created the planet, and created them. So do they look to them, or do they look all the way to you?
No, sir. They still look to the black man because they were here. The ones that got the other two universes going were here in this universe. And they were so loved and wise that they got permission to go and do that. So they know who gave them the right to go. They Their universes, what they did, have not broken the sphere of the ones that the original Allah did here. So it means that they're less intelligent. However, they are intelligent enough to have a universe. So they are not going to forget their origin as to where they got it from. So it's the black man. However, they don't recognize me because they don't know me. They don't need to know me yet. However, they will because I'm sending a person to each one of their universes to help them get rid of Satan there, like I'm doing here. Did that answer the question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Amen.
Walaikum salam.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Father, I'm holding the mic up. I wanted to know about some dreams that I've been having, and if that's permissible.
Dreams like
yes,
fluor?
Yes, sir. Dreams.
Can you condense it? I mean, what's the
idea?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Most of them, like I'm constantly running, like being chased or running, or I'm like traveling, like flying, and like one dream I'll be flying and can control it. The next dream I don't have no control.
Well, this is Satan chasing you because you're with this.
Yes, sir.
How long you been in it?
4 years.
4 years?
5 since 97.
Right, 7 years.
97 since 97.
Oh, since 97.
Yes, sir.
Well, there's a bit more things that you have to do in your brain that's in your mind that you have to become more confirmed in. You're still too flighty. And so if Satan can make you leave this by giving you a dream, preying upon your instability, that's what he would hope that you do end up leaving. All you got to do is put your foot down and say, I ain't going no place. This is it. And you stop having the dreams. You might have one severe one, but every 6 or 7 months. But and it'll get less and less until you won't have it anymore.
Yes, sir.
You are sure that this is the place here. However, you're not sure that you have enough keys and masters of the keys, to actually fit in like you think you should. That's your thinking. You got the keys. You're a black man. You got the opportunity. So be yourself. You got a lot of help to help you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yes, well then, you share like I think, like I think I need. So the way I'm, just because I think that I need to fit that particular way, that's not the way.
No, sir. That's an illusion. If you're brainy enough to be here, and you've been here since '97, have you left and came back?
Yes, sir.
You did. You left and then you came back.
Yes, sir.
Just stay a little while. Stay in the water long enough to get wet.
Yes, sir.
It'll change. It's not as bad as you think it is. It's not, and you're much stronger than what you think you are. All you got to do is, if it's a lot of things you're trying to do or get clarity of, forget that. Pick out one thing and get, a real good, clear understanding of that. And that'll start opening up other things for you. You just start thinking, you be walking along, man. Yeah, that's it. And you keep doing that, dreams will leave.
Yes, sir.
You got something else?
Yes, sir. It's about what dignity. I want to know where dignity comes from. Like dignity, courage. You gotta have courage, dignity.
Those are words that show give an expression of the degree of will that you apply to a thing. And if you do it in the right way, it automatically produces respect for yourself. Still, you saying, well, I respect myself. You say, I have dignity. It's better to say I respect myself. The devil puts on the dignity thing. Like, I did it, and it was good. So, I have dignity, because I did it. That's his way of saying it. But, you're at peace with yourself. And you respect yourself, and once you respect yourself, that automatically makes others start respecting you. Courage still deals with the will. If you don't put up much will, then you're going to be defeated, because there's always a pressure on you. No more than the pressure of the atmosphere resting on your skin, on your body. You got a pressure on you. The only reason why you don't be conscious of it, because your body has produced the same inward pressure as it's coming from the outside, so it makes it like it's nothing. But it is. So the same thing, whatever comes at you, you got to have enough brain power to match the force that's coming and neutralize it. That's courage.
Yes, sir.
You with me? Don't worry about it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Are we going to develop our own means of transportation out of our own materials?
Yes, sir.
And as far as living facilities, can we develop? Can we develop them out of other things besides like brick and wood?
Yes, sir.
That'd be fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We're going to do all that.
Yes, sir.
Before we had any knowledge of any transportation, we used to go where we wanted to go just by our will. Like some people call it out-of-body experiences and whatnot. So this way it didn't take no long time to be there. You'd be surprised what we have done and what we can do and what we're going to do.
Yes, sir. So it's really like no such. Is it a such thing? Say, well, that's outlandish.
Oh no, sir. No idea. All those type of expressions come from Satan. Anything that's outlandish, it means that it's mathematically impossible. And then if you allow, that's what you deal with, the impossible. All of a sudden the math adds up. I'm telling you, brother. If that weren't the case, what good would it live on forever? If you couldn't make the impossible possible, you'd never be stimulated to keep living. Some point in time, you're going to get so bored with what's already here, you'd be willing to leave. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. One more question.
Yes, sir. Hold the mic up.
Yes, sir. About genes, like genetics, and I'm trying to figure out how the genetics is actually in the seed. Cause I'll be like, okay, well, we made this seed and it produced the orange or produced the apple. I'm trying to, if I want to develop something that's different, how we have our skin. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Where does the genetics of a thing come from?
Comes from thought. As a man thinketh, so is he. So whatever you want, you think it, and then go do it. If you have to do something physical, you go do it. And if it's in you as far as producing a child, when you think it as what you want. Now, if you don't think anything like most people don't, then there's an automatic system that comes up. Like if you try to kill yourself by smothering yourself, it's an automatic system that you can't do it. Somebody else can smother you, but you can't smother yourself. Not by holding your own hands and putting the pillow in your head, you can smother yourself. Can't do it. So the same thing. Now, if you were able to think, you say, well, I want a child, and I want a child to be this and that, and you put the thought into it. So when you emit the sperm, and the sister takes the first thing, you get her set up to be able to take what you're giving, that she's in a complete agreement with it. So the sperm has got, from that thought, it's got the whole genetics right in it from that thought. It's the same thing you hear people say, well, I went to the voodoo doctor. And I had some roots put on this guy. And he ain't been right since. You didn't eat nothing? They didn't go to your house and put nothing under your step? You know, they just took you. You've seen these things before, right? Or you think somebody stuck you?
Oh, no, sir.
Otherwise, just an example of what I'm showing you. You don't have to fear that. If you with me, you don't have to fear none of that. None of that gonna work. 4 or 5, well, I'm saying it was a few brothers that they would leave some sisters. You know, people has tried to do that, and the people themselves said, we couldn't do nothing with you. Whoever you with is too powerful. If I say, well, you're going to come and be with me, and I'm going to protect you, you don't see me. But just because you're being with me and you're genuine, whatever you get into, if you don't even have to call them, it's all Father, you don't have to do that. Just in your mind, bam. Whatever's that, I take care of it. And I never stopped talking them away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. After you, well, I want to know, is it after the woman's already pregnant?
No, sir. No, sir. You do this, the genetics is in the sperm. In other words, the capability of the body to respond to the entity when it comes in has to already be there. So when the baby's being shaped and fashioned, and then when it actually comes out, well, everything that the entity needs to carry its purpose out, the body is already prepared for it because it was in the thought or in the genetics of it. In other words, the body was gotten ready for the entity that was on the way. You understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Walaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
It's a pleasure to be here in your presence. I've have many things I'd like to say. However, I would like to say, first of all, simply thank you. I recognize you because of the life that I have had. And because of the life that I've had, I recognize the guidance that I've received in my life from you. I knew that the man that I united with would be a man who would have to be with you. And I have found that in Brother Keith. And I thank you. I also thank you for my family here at the Wichita UNOI. I'm developing relationships with sisters that I've never had before, and I love them. They're all very wonderful. I wouldn't want to be anyplace else. And, well, I do love you all. I think you're wonderful. They teach me many things. And last, I would like to ask you what the meaning of my name is, Marquita.
Marquita?
Yes, sir.
A cute little person.
Thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum again, Father. Father, you gave the Holy Quran to Prophet Muhammad, and that was to go to the Caucasian people.
Yes, sir. And
then it spread it or let me ask this: how did we get Islam then? Through Prophet Muhammad, or we had it already in a different form?
No, sir. For us here in this country, really getting Islam as the way we should have gotten it was through the messenger. You know, I raised the messenger up and sent him, raised him up amongst us to deliver what we should know at that time. And since it is the truth and it brings peace to us, that is Islam. And he was to teach us or guide us to let us know we would actually be living this, not practicing it. We'd be living it. So that's how we got Islam here in North America. The white man did not allow it to be here as no stable guide or religion. And you had some people that try to get some things going. However, their limited knowledge and the way the government was set up, they could never get anything, started. So Islam, as what we know it here in this country, was fostered, we say by Master Prophet Muhammad and the messengers, which is the way it was supposed to be.
Yes, sir. Could you tell me what Pamela means?
Pamela?
Yes, sir.
It means a literal explosion. Yes, sir.
Well, the brothers told me, I forget which brother told me. I think it was Brother Captain, if I'm not mistaken. But he told me what my name means. My name is James, and he told me it means purpose and aim.
Yes, sir.
Well, my aim is to get this temple going and to marry Pam. And that's my aim, and my purpose is you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
Yeah, I got one question. I just want to know what my name means. My name is Key Allen, Keallen.
Keeper of hints and clues. Keeper of hints and clues.
Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Alaikum salam.
I have one question. I think will answer many questions for myself. May I be direct?
Yes, sir.
The entities that come to the earth and go back to the sun, passing through the 7 million mile radius in which you created yourself, did they contribute to your creation?
Yes, sir. However, this is how. By them being in a collective area, one place, and the nature of what they do is what purifies that area. So, not consciously did they intend for this to happen. Because of them being the way that they were and are, produced this clean and sterile place where I created myself. So, not by them knowing it, however, by their existence, yes, sir, it did contribute to my self-creation.
Yes, sir. Do they go back to the sun with more or less than what they came with?
No, sir. They go back the way they came. In other words, it's if you have 120 voltage electric engine or electric impulse, whatnot, when it leaves the generator and it gets to where it's supposed to be effective, it's 120. In other words, it is what it is when it left. It has to account for what it did while it was gone and the accuracy of how it carried out its mission. However, it goes back with just as much power and force as it did when it came.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
I love you.
Love you too.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
In our lessons, it shares that there was going to be a biological woman made just for the black man.
Yes, ma'am.
To take him out.
Yes, ma'am.
Has she been made already?
Yes, ma'am.
What does she look like?
Well, the messenger taught us that she was made. She had very hazel-looking eyes. She was usually tall and slender, light-skinned, not white, light-skinned, and usually very attractive in an unusual way.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
However, she's so poisoned that even her saliva will kill you in 6 months.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am.
The next question is, why is it that some people have visions and others don't?
Why is it that some people have visions and others don't? The purpose of what they're to do depends upon what they're doing. If they need something that is going to aid them to be successful in something that they need to do that is somewhat beyond their time in which they're actually living in, then they get a revelation or they get a vision.
Yes, sir.
Which is clarity. If what they're asked to do or what they're looking to have done is something that's going to be off in the future somewhere and is not real effective to other people or whatnot, you just have it as a dream.
Yes, sir.
So the urgency of what one is to do or what they have to do determines on whether they get a vision or not.
Yes, sir.
You see, in other words, if you have something to do or to perform that is extremely important and vital to the rise of this black man, well, then we don't leave it to you to make an error. We give you a vision so you can see it and you can't forget it. And then every once in a while we'll give you what you call a deja vu, just to touch up on it a little bit. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Father. And the last question is the color blue.
Yes, ma'am.
That means deceptive. And you can understand that from everywhere you look, blue is deception. However, when it comes to your name, is it the Caucasian that put a slur on it when he mixed your name with blue?
No, ma'am. In the Caucasian use of the blue is deceptive. In ours, the original man, the God, the supreme being, Royall, it is spiritual. It represents that you can never touch me, but you always see me. You see?
Yes.
That's the physical part. I'm like the sun. You can see it, you can feel it, but you can't do nothing to it. You can't get to it unless you pass. You can't shoot no rocket to it, but I control everything that you do from it. See? Now, when it gets to the spiritual part where we can actually associate and have it touch you, but you can't touch it, it's blue. Yes, ma'am.
And the last one is the last one is
Hold it to you, man.
May I know what tribe I'm from?
The tribe you're from?
Yes, sir.
12.
Thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am.
Assalamualaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
I just wanted to say thank you for making it possible that I get to be back with my mother and to be back with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. So I love you.
Love you too. Always have.
Welcome.
Walaikum salam.
Assalamualaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
Yes, sir, Father. You shared with Mother on Sunday that there were some people or some beings that had my...
Yes,
you know
ma'am.
what I'm going to ask, Father?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. I'd like to know, will you share with us some ideas to how to identify who's from which planet?
Well, at this time, it would be better to know that there is a possibility that you are from another planet, and at the same time you're here with the author of all of them.
Yes, sir.
At this time, we haven't learned enough, put it this way. The knowledge is not to the level. If I explain it to you, will you really understand it? You
No,
understand what I'm
sir. Yes, sir, I understand.
In other words, for me to explain to you how to detect, even yourself, it will take a little while. It'll be like you telling your 1-year-old daughter, or 6-year-old, or 6-month-old, how to make a cake, and you expect her to make it. She's going to do it, but not just yet.
Yes, sir.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
However, it's exciting to know. People would like to know. What you long for surely will appear.
Yes, sir.
So just keep wanting it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father. And
Yes,
we all, I hope I'm speaking for everyone here. We love you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So I'm like, Father,
Walaikum salam.
a real quick question. I am really fascinated with your hands. Why is that?
My hands?
Yes, sir. It's hard for me to concentrate on what you share because I'm always watching your hands.
Quite a few people tell me, even when I was a child, they used to tell me about my hands. The only thing I would know, since they're mine, I would just say these hands are about always righteous work. So they reflect the work that was in my mind, because your hand expresses what's in your mind. That's why when God did what he did, he said, well, let me go check my handiwork. You see? So my hands are doing the work that's very needed and it's right work. So I'm supposing that they were reflecting what they are to do. Yes, ma'am. Well, some of y'all watch everything.
Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask you, pardon me, why it is that I love you so much, but when it comes to sharing with my biological mother, why it's like I forget everything, so that
You want me to tell you what to tell her?
Yes, sir.
When she asked you, or you want to explain to anyone, especially like your mother or someone that's close to you, you speak in a language that they're not accustomed to. And that's the language of nature. You say, I love him because he's like a drink of water in the desert. I love him because he's like a blanket on a cold night. I like him because he brings peace to me when there's no one else around me in peace. I like him because there's always a future and a possibility that I'll be in that future. Right?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Is it wrong for me to want to still have a relationship with my biological mother, even though I have so much family here? Now that I'm getting ready to have a child, and it's going to be her grandchild, is that wrong for me, or?
Well, no, ma'am. It's not wrong. It's natural to want to have a relationship with that. The same as what brought you into the world. That's natural. However, this is where the brain power comes in. If it isn't wise, this is where you have to show discipline. If you're going to have a relationship, if you need to write her a letter, write it with the natural language of what was just speaking with you. And this way you are speaking to her nature, not your mother. And because she's your mother, you're taking time to speak to her nature. And perhaps, sooner or later, she will succumb to her nature and thank you for doing it. However, for you to want to have a relationship is natural. However, for you to actually have it, and she's not with this, could be detrimental to you and the baby. Okay?
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
There's one question that's been with me for a while, and that is, out in the world and until coming in or people seeing me for the first time, why is it that they think I'm aggressive?
Because you have that aura. Just the way you walked up to the mic and took the mic and gave the greetings. That's just you. You have the appearance of being sure, and you have a piercing look. And your whole structure is like, hey, I'll play if you want to play, but
Yes,
I'll do
sir.
it if I want to.
Yes, sir.
So that's what they're reading.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, I wanted to thank you for allowing me to wake up through the brother assistant, because the road that I have been down, I know it's preparing me for something more and even better.
Yes, ma'am.
However, through him, I was able to see a lot that I knew that it was going to be so much peace and more family. And I thank you for my family here.
Yes, ma'am.
However, there's one thing that I'm having difficulty with. And that's not, at this time, we're not able to conceive.
Do you know the problem?
It was shared after you shared with Brother Assistant that he may get checked out.
Yes, ma'am.
And he was checked out and they shared varicocele. And that's varicose vein.
Right. From him?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that can be straightened out.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I know she don't want me to say it, however. We got, matter of fact, there's, I think, something on the market for that that's very effective.
Yes, sir.
Well, she didn't want me to say it, but then she spoke up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll work with it. Everything isn't as bad as it may seem.
Yes, sir.
Most of the time, things seem to be bad when you don't see the end of it.
Yes, sir.
So everything that's present looks like this is really against us. And I don't see where it's going to get any better. If you were able to see the end of it or the fullness of it, you might say, oh,
yes, sir.
I'll just be glad when I get through this. This is something else.
Yes, sir.
The same way I do when I look at the palace. You know, they have my wife took a picture, and I think she got it in every house. Make sure, you know, she wants me to see it. You ain't home yet. Hurry up.
Yes, sir.
However, I know the end of it. So regardless of what I got to do to come through what I'm doing and go through this one, I know I'm going to be there. And I look at sometimes I look at it this way. I see myself already there thinking back when I was trying to get there. Or when I was on the way there. So it's like, it's confirmed. So if your husband, if he stays here, and you stay here, and I like little children.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm not going anywhere, Father.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Well, yes, ma'am.
Why is brain power expressed in ounces?
Well, because it was the brain that was used to produce each planet. Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Earth. And Venus is a twin planet to Earth. So half of that is a half ounce.
7.5.
So it means we already, for half of Venus, we already control with our mindset half of that. So an ounce represents a planet.
Yes, sir. I've often wondered about that.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, why is it when we receive that ringing in the ear, it comes in different tones sometimes?
Well, according to who's speaking to you. In other words, it depends upon what you're being communicated with. You know, it's like I may say, well, Assalamu alaikum. I may say, Assalamu alaikum. Both of it means the same. But because it's a different level of how I said it, it means something else.
That's what I'm wondering about.
Well, you know, you have messages that's sent or given to you. Some are urgent and some are not. Some to be transferred from your subconscious to your conscious mind. It comes in different pitches or different tones. So there's always a fluctuation depending upon what it's done for. Some be real piercing, some be real faint.
Yes, sir. And some are lower pitched.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am. It don't mean anything. It don't mean that there's anything against you or negative. You know, it's just a way of getting that part of the brain attention.
Yes, sir. I was wondering if it was directed to different portions of the brain.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Well, I haven't learned to decode them yet.
Well, you don't have to. It automatically does it. And it isn't always something that's far-reaching. It could be a warning that, you know, Monday morning that you need to stay home and don't go to work. So Monday morning comes, you say, well, I just don't know why. I'm just not, I feel good, I'm just not interested in going to work. Why are you not coming? I don't know. I just feel better staying home. I'll be in tomorrow.
Interesting.
That's how we protect a lot of people.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Assalamualaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
Yes, sir. I have a real good memory when it comes to numbers.
Yes, ma'am.
I can remember phone numbers. I can remember like UPC codes on different boxes. However, sometimes I can't remember what I wore yesterday. So I would like to know if there any significance in that.
Yes, ma'am. It's not important to you. And the numbers, whether it seems to be important to you or not, and if it is easy for you to remember them without too much effort, then it's something in your destiny that will be very useful in this day and time. And matter of fact, it supersedes anything else that you do. It takes priority. It makes everything else not so important. I don't remember numbers per se. However, I'm always counting. Like I can't help it. I ride by and count the posts, count how many lights is there, how many tiles is in the floor, If I'm sitting still for a minute, I was looking at the things around here a while ago, just counting them. Numbers is something. If that answers your question. Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask a question about some lessons that we were going over. Well, not some lessons. We was dealing with the word Y-O-U, and we were looking at God's meanings.
Yes, sir.
And the God meaning you had given, the meaning you gave for Y-O-U was U-S-E. And that really set my mind to turning. I turned on that for 2 or 3 days. And I think I come up with the understanding of how or why you put it like that. And I wanted to check my thinking to see if it was right. It seemed like to me that I came from use, I came to purpose. And from purpose, I ended up over with entity. Was I on the right track?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You kind of lost me with the entity part, however.
I mean, what was a person born for? What's his purpose for being
here?
Yes,
sir. I see.
What use are you if you're not
sir.
going to do nothing, or that type of thing? Yes, sir. Is that along the?
Yes, sir. Very much so.
Yes, sir. Praise be the Father. Yes, sir. I mean, praise be to you. I'm talking to Father. Yes, so I used to say that. Yes, sir. One other. It's maybe I shouldn't even. They were talking about people from other planets some time ago about these other people who might want to try to take over Earth.
Yes, sir.
I had some kind of a dealing with that because I met a sister that was abducted when I was in Sacramento.
Yes, sir.
And I interviewed her. And I was asking her how they look and this and that and how it happened. And she shared me that they came and took something from her stomach and took her out through the side of the building, took her to their planet or their universe, and seated her on what appeared to be a rock that it was like a big thing of stone. However, she said, but when she sit on it, it confirmed perfectly to her body. Yes, it was like a comfortable chair. Right. And she was sitting on this water, but it was like pink water. Anyway, it's a long story. However, I'm just wondering, is that possible?
Yes, sir.
That they do that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And it's not always for negative purposes.
Yes, sir.
And it's not always someone that's trying to take over.
Yes, sir.
We update our knowledge based on what's taking place with us. The body, the devil has done certain things that brings about a different chemical change in the body. Yes, to make sure that we are successful when we actually start doing things that we need to do, we'd be right up on it.
Yes, sir.
So a lot of times, they'll take cows, you take white folks, take a few of us, and make sure they got everything just right.
So while I was interviewing her, asking her about these beings, a ship came straight, just started declining out the sky.
You saw it?
Yes, sir. I was sitting right there in her room. She had her back to the big window. However, I was looking out the window. I'm facing her. I was looking out the window. And so while we're talking, and she's trying to describe these beings, and it looked like the moon, all of it, a glowing moon, like just decided to detach itself, and it started floating down in a zigzag, like a leaf falling almost. It wasn't like a perfect straight descent. It was just very gentle, and it came down over the apartment complex. When it came down so far, I asked her, I said, man, I guess I'm getting too close or something. Is that them? And she looked and she put her hand over her mouth and she was all excited. And but as he came down a little further, though, they blew out all the lights in the apartment complex. Something about the ship blew up the telephone transformer. I mean, the pole up there, it was a transformer that went off. I knew what they were. I know about those things, so I knew what it was. And that's just always, I always wanted peace in whether she was lying or is that possible, or so you let me know that because she was completely for real.
Yes, sir.
She's very honest sister.
Yes, sir. Well, we got a couple of them that makes this appearance out of Lake Michigan. It goes in and out of Lake Michigan. Looks like the moon.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what it is. Just that glowing, beautiful, bright, calm. How the moon is. It was beautiful light. It just came down, and my nephew, not my nephew. My nephew. My niece's husband. He ran it away. I was angry with him because I always dreamed of wanting to ride on one. All my life I've been out up on the house with pie pans trying to fly. It did that all my life. He ran the thing away because he shined a little. I had bought a little I talked him into getting my little pocket flashlight that morning. And he shined that flashlight up at it, and whatever it was, it must have panicked him. Because that thing took off so fast until within a few fractions of a second, all you could see was a pin light way out in the blackness of space. It just shrunk like.
Well, it had accomplished what it wanted to do. Believe me, it wasn't frightening at all.
Oh, yes, sir.
It wasn't frightening at all. It gave you since you was interviewing them, so to say.
Yes, sir.
They wanted you to know it was true. And later on, you want to ride, you may get that.
Praise be to you, Father.
But let you know, it took place in two different speeds. One is gentle. It'll let you know it was under control.
Yes, sir.
Our mind was dealing with this.
Yes, sir. It wasn't
take off. So, yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Father. That's all the time I'm going to take.
Yes, sir. Walaikum salam.
I know that I was put on the earth to do something wonderful, but I don't know what, so could you tell me?
Well, at this time, just say you were put here to make heaven for some man. What takes place is, while you're learning, when you're first born, you don't even know you're a girl. As you develop, things start to come to you and you start to understand it. I'm a girl, I'm not a boy. Then I'm a young woman, I'm not a mother. Now I'm a wife. Now I'm a mother. So as what I'm saying is, life will show you what you are to be. And instead of me telling you, because if I do, you're going to keep looking at that and try to be that, or think that you're supposed to do something extra to be that, when it's not. All you got to do is just live. That's all.
Could you tell me what my horoscope is, Sagittarius, what it means?
Well, Sagittarius. According to what is said of Sagittarius, that you all like to talk a lot. You know, usually very personal. However, the reality of it is that you all are people that actually carries on the happiness of Allah. You actually carry the happiness. You don't generate it, you carry it. It's like you didn't do anything for it. It's just there. So that's why you like to talk a lot. You got a lot to say, a lot of laughter, you know.
Information on relationships in the category of Sagittarius.
You mean who would be compatible?
I mean, like family relationships.
Family relations? You mean, someone born in the family who would be compatible to a Sagittarius? Well, I really don't know that, because all that I bring about is compatible, because everybody works on truth. Now, in this world, if you add in the defects that this world has caused you to have, I think, if I'm not for sure, Virgo. Is that right, Virgo? Virgo is compatible. Yes, ma'am.
I have another question also.
Let her speak in the mic. Let her speak in the mic.
I have another question also. It's is it possible for people to
Okay.
Is it possible for people to read palms?
Yes, ma'am. They may not read it as accurate as they claim to read it. However, they can tell you quite a few intricate things about your personal schematic of what you're supposed to do or be doing. So it is possible. All right?
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Well, we're going to have to bring it to a close. I want to make sure we don't get onto another tape. I think y'all got quite a bit of water to drink tonight. I thank you for having me, and I thank you all for coming. Love you all. Salam alaikum.